one of the great features that we've added to the software is the ability to auto save into specific formats. And the way this came about was we had a lot of customers that would go and create a design and save it into the format that their machine reads, but they would forget to save the WAF file. And as you know, the WAF file is the format native to the Floriani software. And it's very important to save the WAF file, especially when you want to go to edit the design, because it remembers every single thing you've done to the design, all the properties, all the settings, and it makes it super easy to be able to edit that design. And so it's important to always save in the machine format and the WAF format. So in order to help make it easier to remember to save, we've created the ability to save into both formats at the same time. And you don't have to do both at the same time, but I wanted to show you how this works. So first, we need to go into the preferences. And to go to the preferences, you have this little gear icon next to the zoom box, and you just click on this icon and it will open up your preferences. And in the preferences, this is the area that we're going to focus on right here. You can say that you want the default save format. You can choose whatever format you want. So let's say that you had a Genome machine, for instance. You could come down here and you could say, I want the Genome, the JEF format to be my main format. But I do want to point this out too. When I'm at the WAF file, notice that this section right here, this Autosave WAF format, is grayed out. That's because you're already choosing your default format as the WAF format, so there's no reason to autosave to WAF as well if you're going to save to that format anyways. So once you change this though for your machine, like the Genome, the JEF format, now this becomes available to check. So if I check this box, when I go to save a design, this format will show up automatically as my save as type. It'll already be selected. And so if I name the file and I save it, it's going to save it in the JEF format. But because I have Autosave WAF format selected, it's also going to save the WAF file. So this is a really nice, handy feature. It helps to make sure that you don't forget to save the WAF file. And it's going to save it in the same area that you save your other design, or your original design. So both of them will be saved together. They'll have the same name. So you'll go to the same location to access it later. So with this selected, and the Auto Save WF selected, I want to show you how this works. So I'm going to hit OK. And if I go to File, I have a design open here, and I go to Save As. Notice that my Save As type right here is JEF, the Genome in the JEF format. That's because I selected it as my machine format, and the format that I wanted to be my default format. So now I can come in here and I can save this design. I'm just going to save it to my desktop here. And so I'm just going to keep it as the same number right here, this 1214. I'm not going to rename it. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save. So now I want to show you where those files are located. So if I go to File, Open, and not just where they're located, but to show you that it's actually saved both formats. So on my desktop here, when I went to File, Open, you can see that I now have the JEF format of the design, and I also have the WAF format of the design. So saving it one time, I didn't have to pick my machine format. It was already selected when I went to hit save, but because I had the Autosave WAF file selected, it saved both files at the exact same time. Okay, so let me go ahead and hit cancel, and just to show you, I'll go back into preferences and let me uncheck this autosave and hit OK. And let's save this design again, but let's put a little letter B next to it and hit save. So when I come into here, I'm going to go to File, Open, and I just want to show you when I come into here that now all I have is the one format, the JEF, because that was my default format, but I do not have a WAF version of this 1214B because I unchecked the Autosave WAF. So I just want to show you how that works. It's really handy. The thing that I love is when you go to File, Save As, it's automatically going to have your machine format selected, so you don't have to click the drop down to select it. It's just a really handy tool. And so I hope that you love this new feature, and that you use it a lot when you're saving your designs, and hopefully it'll help ensure that you get the WAF file for your design as well, so that if you ever have to make edits, it's already there and ready to go for you.